It's 2023. Hi, I'm Alicia. I'm the maker behind APLCrafts, and this is a knitting channel with a little bit of crochet, and pretty much that's it. So, I figured before I get started on my making for 2023, I would give you guys a little bit of an introduction, since there's probably a lot of you who are watching who have never seen this channel before. So again, my name is Alicia. I am the hand dyer and maker behind APLCrafts, and it's spelled APLCrafts, but it's pronounced APLCrafts. I thought I was being clever with the Apple logo. You know, sometimes some people get it, some people don't. It's okay. I live outside of Nashville with my family, and I'm a super private person, so there won't be a whole lot of videos with things on my life that's going on, unless it's something particularly interesting that I think you might want to see. Kind of like my really bad video for Christmas with Opry. There's some bad editing there. I apologize. Yeah, I was still trying to figure out my camera and stuff. So some things about me. I am a knitter and a crocheter. I used to do cross stitch. In fact, cross stitch was the first thing I ever did. But I recently gave that up because me being able to read the charts and make my fingers do the things, it wasn't working anymore. I don't know what happened. I was like, you know what, it's not worth the frustration, so I recently gave that up, donated all of my thread and stuff. So now it's just knitting and crochet, primarily knitting, but I started crochet when I was 13, 14 years old. Funny story about that one. So my mom taught me how to crochet for the most part, but it was my brother who learned how to crochet from my mom, who actually taught me how to start, because for some reason I wasn't picking up how to start the chains, the foundation chains and all that. I couldn't get it, but my brother was able to teach me that. And then after that, you know, me and my mom, we just went everywhere and crocheted together, and, you know, mommy and me time. So I did that for years, did lots of blankets and stuff, and then I taught myself to knit in 2015? Yeah, 2015, 2016, off of YouTube University. And that's been pretty good. You know, I did promise I was going to do a video, a photo of the first thing I ever knit. I think it was in my yarn stash video, and I forgot to put it in. So I'll put that in here so you can see the first thing I ever knit. It was a scarf. And yeah, so it's been 5-6 years since I've started knitting. Oh yeah, anything else? Oh, I have ADHD and I am not medicated, so I try really hard to not jump around all over the place on you know, these videos, but it's probably going to happen. It has happened, and I may forget to do some things that I can correct for the most part in editing, but sometimes things are going to get messed and I can't really go back and fix it without a whole lot of hassle. So that's an important thing for you to know. And I think that's it. So we're going to get into what I'm making for 2023. It is a lot more than a make 9. I believe there are 44 patterns. I'm going to show you a quick and dirty. So basically what I'm going to do is I took my bundle on Ravelry that I made for what I want to make in 2023, and I just screenshot all of the names of the patterns and the photo for the patterns. That way, otherwise we'll be here for like hours and nobody wants that. So that's what I did. And if you see anything you like, you know, feel free to go in there and look at it and see if you want to knit it. So, you know. And then at the end, I'm going to show you my ideas for what I'm going to work on first. I think there's like 3 or 4 patterns that I'm thinking about doing first. And then that will be it for this video. So have fun looking at the patterns, and I'll see you back in a few. this is my leftover Barocco remix from my Strand Hill sweater that I just finished a few weeks ago. And I'm trying to decide what to do with this yarn, because if I don't figure out something to do with it, I am going to destash it. So I have decided that I'm going to try out the SINFONIE Geometric, and I'll put the designer's name down here on the screen. I'm hoping it'll be enough yarn to do it. We'll see. It's the pattern itself is DK and this is worsted, so I can kind of finagle it a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. So these colors are Nightfall. The blue is Nightfall. The red is Plum. It's like a really deep heathery plum, like almost like a Merlot or something like that. This gray is called Smoke. And I also have a green in Irish Moss, but I don't know if I'm going to use this. I probably won't, but we'll see. So that's going to be one of the first things on my needles for this year. And then in this bag that I haven't shown off yet, this is a bag that I made a long time ago, and this alien thing is a decal that came off of a computer that we weren't using anymore, so I just sewed it on here, or crocheted it on here as I was making the basket. But what I do with this basket is anything that's going to be a project in the near future, all the yarn goes in here. So another project that I'm thinking of is, let me get all this yarn out. I have a couple of ideas, so I'm going to throw a few shawls up on the screen of what I'm thinking I'm going to do with this yarn here. But what this yarn is, let me show you the tag. I got this at a yarn festival that is no longer going to be continuing in my area, which is a bummer. Hopefully that's good for you guys. But this is a merino bamboo blend. %65 merino, 35%, what is that? I can't read backwards. Rayon of bamboo. Okay, whatever that means, but, and I fell in love with these colors. So this is lavender. This is heather, which is like a medium dark purple. Showing up pretty good on the screen too. And this one is obsidian. So it's like a slate charcoal kind of color. And I just fell in love with this blend. I personally have not seen in person a merino bamboo blend, so I got this because I figured these three go really well together. So no matter what I do, or no matter what I choose, these are going to go really well. So I'm going to put up on the screen a couple of shawls that I'm thinking of that will either use these, or in addition to those, this Malabrigo sock and I can't read this, Sabiduria, and this Malabrigo sock is, where's the thing? Here it is. 420 yards, 100 grams, 75/25 merino nylon. And it's like a bunch of tonal dark and medium purples. It's beautiful. And then the other one that I'm gonna throw in here, oop, hold on, my computer just turned on. Okay. So this one is my own hand dyed, and it is a black with an over dye of lilac. And this is Paul fingering. Next up, I have, it's a company called Conserving Threads, and her shop is all plant-based fibers, so cottons, hemp, bamboo, linen, etc. And I really liked the thick and thin of this cotton, so I got this. This is cotton as well. And I got 2 of these and 1 of the pink. And I don't think she has a color name for these. No, there's no color names. So my idea for these yarns is to do another, was it Little Secret Crop by Jessie May, or another type of tank top from Jessie May, because those seem to lend really well to, in my opinion, to cotton. So it's going to be one of those, and I'll put those up on the screen as well. Okay, so this pile is not completely thought out yet. So these are going to be yarn that's going to go into Riding the Wave by Petra Breakstone, and I'm going to put the picture here. And I'm not sure what combination I want to do. So that's why there's this big pile going on here. Because not only is there that, but there's also this other shawl that I was thinking of doing, and I'll put that picture here. And so I have to decide if I want to break up this yarn or if I want to do which one I want to do. So that's why I have this big old pile going on here. But to go over the yarn, this is local-ish yarn, Hill and Hollow, and their Jacob sheep 2-ply worsted. And it is 300 yards, so I have a few of these. Let's see. This one is a wool alpaca blend, and it's 200 yards, but it's very similar in yarn shape and twist to the Jacob, which is why it's in this pile, because I don't mind mixing bases, but I want my yarn to look similar. So going with that, I also have this yarn from Buckmaster, which is also local-ish to me, and this is Icelandic yarn. And this is oh, it says Icelandic yarn, but it also says Jacob tweed. I don't know much about sheep, or are they the same thing? I don't know. I don't think so. I have no idea. But they all say that, so I'm guessing yes, no. Either way, it's Jacob, and the shape is the same as the rest of the yarn, which is why that's here. And then I've got this yarn, Crafting by Laura Stout. There's a bunch of glare. There we go. Let's get rid of that glare. And this is Swartbles with Bamboo and Angelina. And the yarn is the same type of shape and twist as the other yarn, which is why it's in this pile. Now, we start getting to something that's different. These are Bug Tussle, and these are Shetland alpaca, both of these, the natural brown shade. And then this one is Bug Tussle and just Shetland. And the yarn is a little bit thinner than the other ones. This one is also Bug Tussle in the Shetland. So I have a lot of shawls and one garment in mind for my next few projects. Let me show you my face. So I have a lot of projects that are shawls that are on my plans coming up, plus the one tank top. So yeah, because I have a lot of if you saw my yarn stash, I don't have any sweater quantities going on right now, so that means shawls. So it's gonna be a lot of shawls this year. I suspect once I make a decent dent in my yarn, probably by like April. Ooh, yeah, LYS day, there we go. So by April, I'll probably start buying some yarn that are in sweater quantities, or I may end up restocking the shop with fresh yarn. And in which case, if I do that, then I always end up getting some yarn for myself, and then I'll have sweater quantities that way to knit up some garments. So those are my ideas. And so as you can see, even though I've got a make 9, quote unquote, with my 40 plus patterns, sometimes what's on the list doesn't get knit, and sometimes what's on the list does get knit. And honestly, I like to just play around and make lists. That's one of my favorite things to do. Whether or not I follow the list, you know, that's something else entirely, because making a list to me is a hobby. Yeah, I know, I'm a geek. So yeah, and some of the stuff that's on my list for this year was on my list for last year, and clearly those didn't get made. But I like to follow my heart. So whatever I feel like knitting, that's what I'm gonna knit, whether it's on the list or not. And I think that some of you understand that. So I guess I'll let you go. And if you enjoyed the video, please give me a like and subscribe for more stuff, to see more stuff. And I will see you next time. Bye.